Khan Academy sends to the world. You can learn anything. So there's two professors at Stanford, Peter Norvig and Sebastian Thurn, who are teaching this highly innovative class on artificial intelligence. What they do realize is they're teaching it as we used to teach it in the 15th century. You know, textbook, sage on the stage, and the sleepy guy in the back. So they put together two things, their traditional learning and what they're seeing with MOOCs and with Khan Academy. The first thing they do, and there's going to be four, the first thing they do is they put their courses online and they send an email out to the world. They send an email, in 2 weeks there's 50,000 people signing up, and when the course starts, there's 160,000 people going to take an artificial intelligence class taught by two of the best professors of the world for free. 160,000 people. If we make a very, very quick math, that is more than 1,000 years of traditional teaching and uncountable logistics. What they did, and that's one of the first MOOCs that we see, is one, they created weekly assignments. Every week you had to do something. You had to do your homework, very highly innovative. So that created a pace in the course, because usually online is you can do it at any time. And if you can do it tomorrow, then you're going to do it tomorrow, and tomorrow leads to the day after, and then you never do it. Secondly, they cut their long classes, their long semester classes, into video peels. Short interactive video peels of around 6 to 8 minutes. The third thing they do, they fostered peer-to-peer learning. What do I mean with that? The platform allowed for the forum to interact between the different students, because students remember what it's like to not understand, whereas teachers often forget. And the fourth thing was all about platforms. What do I mean? Platforms are usually clunky, complicated to use, so they created, obviously, a friendly one. And that led to this. These are two of the platforms that nowadays host more than 20 million people taking MOOCs. edX is a non-for-profit company, Harvard and MIT. Organization, I really shouldn't say company. edX is an organization, non-for-profit, MIT and Harvard. Coursera is funded by Stanford. What they do is partner with universities around the world to offer their courses online for free to anyone who can want to take that course, from genetics to superheroes in pop culture to storytelling, anything. I took a course on leadership by Boyatsis. That's one of the most incredible people you can get in leadership, and I took it for free. And when you take those courses and you finish it, you are amongst 5% of the people who start them. 5%. You're already the top 5% if you finish the course. And if you do it, you also can buy a certificate. That's $50. For a 6-month course, they usually last a little less, but still, you can pay $50 and get a certificate. And those certificates allow a 15-year-old girl in Bangladesh to take a class on coding and be granted in Harvard for her studies when she finishes high school. That same certificate allows a Brazilian guy, to get an internship in Google in Dublin. You need to understand, this is an opportunity that we all grasp to take those courses. When I see this, and I'm working in my fast-moving consumer good company, I just realize I need to do something. So we do, and we create Homuork. At Homuork, what we try to do is foster and help other organizations use MOOC to transfer their knowledge, to create best practices, to make sure that we all learn and that we can help others learn. The way we do it, we work with schools, we work with hospitals, we always work with companies as well. With hospitals, for example, we work in Spain nowadays, we are based in Barcelona, with one of the most highly innovative in terms of breast cancer research. And what we're doing with them is help them train their nurses into how to treat patients. We also worked with a school. That was a cute course, because kids, apparently, when they go from middle school to high school, are scared. It's going to be the big boys and the big teachers. So what we did was to take older kids and ask them to tell how their experience was. And all that was cut down in weekly assignments, in short video peels, with peer-to-peer exchange in simple platforms. What I mean to say is, if you believe and you dare to believe that you can change something, as disruptive as higher education has been, you can do it. Us, in a very small scale, we're doing that with other organizations. If you look up at the dictionary, the definition of daring is have enough boldness or courage to do something. Well, for us, it was acknowledging our very, very little experience and reaching out to people. Reach out to people. You have no idea who you're sitting across. You don't know, so dare and ask questions. That's what happened to me one day. I was in a train. I was going from Geneva, where my sister lived and where I visited my niece, to Milan, where I had worked and I was visiting friends. In that train ride, I'm watching very embarrassing Twilight Saga, and I have a very tall woman sitting across me. So we kick each other. We really don't want to, but she's tall and, you know, we're there. So in one of those I'm sorry interactions, I realized her papers, her branded papers she's reading, are Nestle. All right. So I'm sitting in a train and there's a 40-year-old woman Sunday afternoon working. You don't work on Sundays afternoon for Nestle at 40 unless you're high in the hierarchy. I had to pitch homework to her. I had to tell her what we were thinking. That was very early stages of the company. What do you think about what we're doing? Do you think MOOCs can get to companies? What is your idea about what we're trying to do? That conversation was a little bit complicated because at started I said, hi, my name is Alexandra. Hi, weirdo. My name is Vanessa. So her name was Vanessa and she indeed was traveling from Geneva to Milan. That was the end of the conversation. So I took my phone and I Googled Vanessa Nestle Vevey. She happened to be, that's what Google told me, Global Marketing Digital Coordinator. Okay, Global Marketing Digital Coordinator. Well, you can't really pick a better neighbor in your train to pitch something what we were doing. So I'm like, okay, here it is. I have to do this again. And I tried and I told her, hey, this is what we do. This is what we're trying to do. We're starting this. What do you think? And for half an hour, we discussed about what she thought about it, what she thought the weaknesses could be, how we were doing the video, how we were using internal knowledge, how we were transferring all that, where were this MOOC thing that I was talking about. We arrived to Milan, she asked my business card, and she leaves. Quick thing, whenever you meet someone you're interested, ask them your business card. Don't just give them your business card because you never know. You just completely lose power there. So as I arrive, my friends pick me up. I tell them the story. They're like, what? What did you do? And they make bets. And they make bets, she's never going to contact you again. And hopefully, and luckily enough, those who bet against lost. She did send me an email a couple of weeks later. It's in Italian. She basically said, hi, I'd like to chat with you. When are you available? Okay, so at that stage, we didn't have office space. We were not paying salaries, but most importantly, my emails had such lack of activity that I read hers 4 days later. So I see that and I'm like, I'm always available if you want to talk to me. And it was great, and that led to one of our first projects. This is my co-founder and me working on a Nestle project, one of our first ones we ever did. What I'm trying to say here is you need to dare. You need to get out there. Because when I watched the first TED speak of Sir Ken Robinson, there's two concepts he says. The first one is we need to reinvent human ecology. And the second one is we need to reconstitute our idea of human capacities. Reconstitute our idea of human capacities. I personally see how MOOCs are doing that. I do see how we, again, in a very small scale, are doing that. I definitely see what TED does and why we're all here. The question is, how are you going to do that? How are you going to participate in changing our idea of human capacities and your own? You don't need to be fascinated about MOOCs. You definitely don't need to be fascinated about corporate learning or other organizations' learning. Whatever you're passionate about, start there. And you don't know, very important, where the road will take you. No one does. But if you think about it at night, and you pick your favorite moments, and you do that over time, that will give you quite a big picture of where you want to go. And it's definitely going to be an amazing journey. Thank you very much.